1. The silent apartment. A young woman moves into a cheap city apartment where the previous tenant mysteriously vanished. At first, she dismisses the eerie silence that fills the halls at night, but strange occurrences begin. Whispers from the vents, cold drafts, and a shadowy figure glimpsed in the corner of her eye. She soon discovers that the building has a dark history, with each former resident slowly driven to madness. As the nights grow longer, the apartment's oppressive silence turns into something much more sinister, something that wants her to stay forever. The locked room game. A group of college friends finds an old escape room in the basement of their new house. It's supposed to be an abandoned setup from a forgotten era, but everything inside looks untouched. Intrigued, they decide to play the game. What starts as fun quickly turns dark when they realize the clues are based on their deepest fears. Worse, the game seems to know things about them it shouldn't. The rules are simple: solve the puzzles, or be trapped in the room forever. But one wrong move could mean more than just losing the game. It could mean losing their lives. The Curse of the Forgotten Forest. A Reddit user posts about a creepy legend in their small town, a forest where anyone who enters is said to disappear. Intrigued, a group of urban explorers decides to investigate, armed with cameras and GPS. As they venture deeper, their technology begins to malfunction. They find old notes and personal items from previous explorers who were never seen again. Panic sets in when they realize the forest is distorting time, and the path out keeps changing. They must confront the entity haunting the woods, but it might already be too late to escape. At night, his reflection seems to move on its own, subtly at first. His reflection smiles when he's not smiling or stays still when he moves. Soon it starts mimicking his every move, but not in the right way. It's learning, and it's waiting for the perfect moment to switch places with him. As his sanity slips away, he turns to Reddit to ask if anyone else has experienced something similar. Little does he know, the reflection is already closer to taking over his life. The Midnight Call. A Redditor recounts the terrifying experience of receiving phone calls from a loved one who had died in a car crash months earlier. The calls happen only at midnight, and the voice on the other end sounds just like their deceased relative, pleading for help, saying they're trapped. At first, the calls are short and fragmented, but they grow longer and more coherent each night. The Redditor becomes obsessed with answering the phone, and soon, they begin to suspect that the calls aren't from their loved one at all, but from something much darker using their voice as a disguise.